Oh my goodness. All right, let's talk about it. So we're gonna start spoiler free, right? And then we're just gonna go into spoiler filled thoughts. All right, we're doing this one take. I just saw this shit last night in 3D. As you guys know, uh, big Star Wars fan, but I definitely don't have encyclopedic knowledge of the cinematic franchise, and I've definitely been extremely skeptical about seeing Han Solo. And I guess the best spoiler-free take I can give you before we go into spoiler-filled thoughts. Spoiler-free. What can I say really quick? The best thing that I can say is that this is a very it's a very visually stunning, completely below average film that has some extraordinary moments. Yeah. I think that's probably the best way, the best spoiler free thoughts I can give you. I thought that the film was kind of just meh, but goddamn, did it look spectacular. And there were some scenes that are some of the best scenes that I think I've seen in the Star Wars franchise. So this is a very bizarre film. It's like it's a total mixed bag, this film. That's the best that I can give you. You guys know I hate spoiler-free reviews because it's just like what am I? What's the point? Because you're withholding so much. But that's the best I could do. So now, if you'll excuse me, I'm about to get into spoiler-filled thoughts. Let me make sure that the stream is nice and healthy as it appears to be. So, spoiler-filled thoughts. Let's get into it. All right. Boy, where do we even begin? Give me a second. I'm gonna bring up this monitor capture. Let me look at the images. Let's start with positives first, okay? I thought. Do I have a screenshot? I'm gonna go big screen for a second. First off, visually, I think this movie is incredibly, breathtakingly, just a visually stunning film. Like the opening on this, and I'm moving the I'm moving the mic closer to my mouth because someone's cutting the grass outside. But anyway, this opening on this world right here was incredible. When we see Han Solo driving in this this little vehicle right here, are we yeah, where's the fucking vehicle at? Did I? Man, the dark scenes in this movie are for real dark. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this scene where he's driving the car was visually stunning as fuck, bro. Okay, and we see like a flash of his face, and it's all beat up, and he's just like cruising through the night like Ryan Gosling in Drive. That shit was incredible. When it comes to the lighting, the cinematography, and the environments, and the costumes, this is where the movie is a 10 out of 10. Absolutely a 10 out of 10 in those categories. Holy shit. There are just some fantastic shots. Good Lord. It really feels alive, this world. It feels like a living, breathing place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has like an actual pulse, the world within this film. So I was really surprised by that. I think visually the film is almost exceptional to an extent. Like, I would love to see this shit in like 4K, 60 frames per second or some shit. I think I'd piss myself. It was really, really impressive. Set design, very impressive. Is it weird that when I watched the movie, I wasn't really that into the fresh-looking Millennium Falcon? Is that weird? Like, it was cool to see the Millennium Falcon, but like, I don't know. It was so, I don't know. It was just weird seeing. It's like, it's not the Millennium Falcon. I don't know. It's like, it's almost like it's not the Millennium Falcon that I know, but it is. I don't know. I guess I expected to, for some reason I thought when I saw the Millennium Falcon that I guess I thought I was going to be mind-fucked, or I thought I was going to be blown away, or I thought there was going to be goosebumps or something. That never happened. So that's interesting. What else can I say about the positives? positives. Oh god, I'm actually struggling. That's not good. Oh well, okay. One thing I can say is that the introduction of Lando is literally perfect. Okay, we're talking the introduction of Chewbacca and the introduction of Lando in this film are literally borderline perfect. Well, first off, the introduction of Lando is perfect. It's a 10 out of 10. No errors. I had goosebumps. I loved the dialogue, the exposition that's sort of like building up Lando, you know? And then when we're introduced to him, there's this fucking spectacular shot. I hope I fucking got it. Let me see. Yeah. This shot right here of Lando was so fucking dope. I love how everything was dimly lit. All the creatures, they like everything felt tactile and real. You know, the VFX felt on point. The cinematography was incredibly on point. I just love how like smooth and he's just a smooth bastard, Lando. He almost reminds. It almost seems as if Donald Glover was researching pimps. Like Snoop Dogg, you know what I'm saying? For real. It's almost like he spent a few months researching like some black Atlanta pimps and just watched away the way that they carried themselves and the way that they spoke. Because another thing that's interesting is Donald, he's doing something with his voice. It's hard for me to describe, but it's not entirely 100% Donald's normal speaking voice. Definitely not. He's definitely adding a little something extra. But I liked it. It was very interesting. He felt like he just walked right out of the 70s or something. Him and his flowing capes. And even like Alden Enright or Alden I'm sorry, I'm not exactly sure how to say Alden's last name correctly. But in this scene, Alden, I thought like, wow, he actually felt like Han Solo in this scene. What the fuck? Just, I thought it was great. And the introduction of Chewbacca, fam. How was that? The only thing I didn't like about it was I didn't really care for the fact that, like, why is it that in that scene where Chewie and Han meet for the first time, there was subtitles? Does anyone know why that is? That was so fucking bizarre to me. I wish there were no subtitles, especially since they didn't use subtitles when Chewbacca and Han were speaking at any other part in the film. So why'd they do that? They spoke constantly outside that scene, Chewie and Han, without subtitles. And I don't know why they did that. But either way, you know, like they're like, we're gonna feed you to the beast, and Han's like, no, and he's thrown into this mud pit and this eerie creature's coming, and who's the creature coming to eat him? None other than Chewbacca, bitches. My boy Chewie. I was about to pronounce something totally different, but my boy Chewbacca, that was just cool to me. It was perfect. Who thought of that? That makes perfect sense. I couldn't really get behind how quickly they became friends. Like Chewie and Han became friends in like felt like 3 minutes. So I didn't really get behind that, but okay. So visual effects, I thought they were great. Donald Glover as Lando was great, and the introduction of Lando and Chewbacca was great. Cinematography was great. Fuck it. Sorry, we're just gonna go straight into. Oh well, actually, pause, fam. There actually was another. Hold on a second. There's a couple more. Hold on, I got a couple more positives. Jesus, you can tell that I just seen this fucking movie. Oh, okay. First off, random, but this explosion was dope. When they dropped that goddamn bomb, I did not expect the explosion to react that way on physical reality. That shit was dope. I do admit, even though I genuinely don't really give a fuck, but I like that they gave a little bit more insight into this dice right here. They gave a little bit more backstory. Fine. fine. That's all right. Whatever. I really liked that we got to see her. You know, not only but portray Han. Well, I like that she cared for Han, but like I love that she left him. You know, I love the way. I love how her leaving clearly like broke Han's heart, and it was kind of like a tough love realization moment for Han. I really like that. Um, I thought that was fine. I thought that was really interesting. An interesting takeaway. You know, they even Han Solo of all people can devastatingly fail with the ladies. I thought that was an interesting notion to throw out there. It's like, goddamn, even Han Solo himself has been burned by some bitch. You know what I'm saying? Damn. She was fine though, Han. I can see why he was going after her. I can see why he was going after her. She was bad. Oh God, there's so many negatives. I'm really trying to stick with positives, but so I like that. But fam, please tell me what? I didn't save the picture. The hell's wrong with me? Oh, real quick, another random positive. I didn't really care for this robot, but I did care for how much Lando like loved this robot. Like what? Like he truly cared. Lando truly cared for L3. You know what I'm saying? Like he really wanted to be with this robot. And when L3 died, I just thought that Donald Glover's like emotional reaction to her dying was, for a few moments, it was kind of overwhelming. I was like, whoa, you're just like blowing my mind. Like he really fell for this fucking robot. And I felt, I could be wrong, for the record, so you know, don't kill me if I'm wrong, but I kind of felt that they implied that very subtly, but I felt like they implied here and there that like maybe Lando sexually doesn't give a fuck necessarily. Maybe Lando is a little bit more sexually open than most people would think, you know? Because there were certain times when Lando would talk to Han, and he would talk to the robot L3, and I would just be like, what the fuck? Are they trying to imply that like maybe Lando is just like bisexual or like pansexual? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like there's literally verbatim a scene where Lando called Han adorable, and I was like for some reason I feel like Lando was being like kind of for real. I didn't think he was being completely tongue-in-cheek. But if I'm wrong, hey, I guess I was wrong. But that's just what I picked up. You know what I'm saying? What was the big positive that I wanted to talk about that I didn't have a picture of? Oh! Darth Maul! What the fuck was that shit? That just totally... I almost started doing this. I just started nerding out. I was like, what the fuck is this? See, all of a sudden, Emilia Clarke pulls up this hologram, and she's talking to she's working for Darth Maul? What in the fuck? I mean, maybe it's just like some cousin of Darth Maul, because it definitely did not look like the Darth Maul from Phantom Menace. At least not 100%. It kind of looks like a cousin. But if that was like Darth Maul, Phantom Menace, which I guess I suppose it was. Either way, Darth Maul, that was interesting. And then he even fired up the dual lightsaber, which felt a bit much, but that sequence really took me aback. I was like, what the fuck? It's definitely not enough for me to like want to see a Han Solo sequel, so I could be like, "Ooh, what's gonna happen with that?" Like, but that was very interesting. That was a nice little thing for the fans to wet themselves over. That was cool. Okay, I tried to hang on as long as I could, but let's just go into just straight out negatives. First off, my boy Alden Ehrenreich, or however you say his name, I personally thought that Alden's performance was just okay as Han. If I'm being absolutely honest, I wasn't impressed by his performance as Han Solo. The humor never landed. The comedy in this film just, it did not speak to me personally. All of the comedy just landed with a big fat thud for me. Some very specific examples of humor in the film that didn't work for me. Like this moment right here where, oh God, the Han steps forward and he's like, yeah, well, if you try to do something to us, you see that ship over there? I got 30 guns on that ship. And if you try to stop us, you know, and then the fucking ship takes off. Yeah, that whole moment, this little bluff Han Solo had, yeah, definitely, nah, not funny. Not funny to me, personally, okay? Not funny to me. L3, I didn't care for L3 whatsoever. She felt like, I don't know, she just wasn't interesting to me. Like, I don't know, like, all her character did was just, like, scream about, like, equality. And I guess she talked about how she didn't like Lando. I feel like that's the biggest takeaways from her character. I don't know, L3 was very uninteresting to me. She kind of came off as a dick, but, I don't know. She just genuinely was interesting to me. This whole train sequence was just completely blah. I mean, visually on point, but the actual sequence, like, it wasn't gripping. I wasn't on the edge of my seat. There was, like, zero tension. There were no stakes. And really, you could copy and paste that complaint about pretty much every action sequence in this film. There was one action sequence specifically at the beginning of the film that was just, it was just quite literally Emilia Clarke and Alden driving away on this car, and they were in a car chase sequence, and there was like zero tension in this chase sequence. It wasn't gripping whatsoever. I mean, it looked good, but it wasn't gripping. It was just like, you know, it's like, well, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't gripping to me. I think there was another example of humor that I was going to say that didn't work. Oh, another example of humor not working. Han's like, oh, you're 190 years old? You look great. Like, no. Nah, fam. Or you remember, well, I guess maybe this wasn't in the movie, but like that one scene, maybe this was only just in the trailers, but there was one scene where, what was it? Han Solo was like, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be just fine, and then clearly things aren't entirely fine. But yeah, humor, just no. Just no. What else? Oh yeah, the romance between Emilia Clarke and Han, I didn't buy it. Hell, I didn't even buy the, I guess, the sensual connection, the romance connection between her and Paul Bettany. I just didn't see it. I don't know. Actually, a lot of the acting just felt kind of off, particularly in Act 1 and Act 2. It almost felt like the actors were consistently being directed by two completely different people with two completely different perspectives. Like, I felt like Alden's performance was really inconsistent. Like, sometimes I just was just like, yeah, I guess he's kind of just whatever as Han. He's kind of just bleeding into the background, really. He's really no different than that droid walking by in the background. But then there were scenes where, like, when Emilia Clarke was being pulled away, and Han was like screaming, and tears was in his eyes, and he was like, "I'll come back for you. I'll come back." And I'll just be like, "Oh, well, what's going on?" Well, Alden, he was great right there. I thought Alden was really great when he meets Lando for the first time. But yeah, I felt like his performance was just on and off throughout the film. And I really didn't like the fact that, I mean, if you're going to do a 2-hour long movie about Han Solo, I wish that the acting from Han Solo, the acting from Han Solo, it was so restrained and like minimal and nuanced. And ironically, that really didn't work for me in this film. You know, like with the Blade Runner 2049, Ryan Gosling's acting is it's very nuanced. It's very you know, you gotta, you know, he's holding his cards close to his chest. You know, but it's fine in that film because everything else is just done so perfectly. You know what I'm saying? From the dialogue to the story structure, to, you know, the symbolism. You know, Ryan Gosling being emotionally reserved was fine because the film was so exceptional around him in Blade Runner 2049. The issue in this film is that when Alden is trying to be emotionally reserved and minimal, it doesn't work because the film is really flawed, in my personal opinion, around Han Solo. Like, remember when Han went to meet Lady La Proxima or whatever the fuck, this like weird like giant caterpillar looking bitch, right? First off, I know I'm all over the place, but but like first off, Lady Proxima, like the CGI just didn't work for me whatsoever. I thought that the character design was just awkward and extremely cheesy, so I couldn't take the scene seriously. And some of the CGI creatures, I was just like, this looks bad. Like, there was one creature who, I guess there were, like, alien pit bulls or something like that, or alien dogs, like, on leashes, where I was just like, what? Yeah, there were a lot of creatures like that where I was like, I'm not feeling this. Like, remember when they, remember this scene right here? Where they were going through that fucking, I don't even know what the hell you call it, but this fucking thing. Right? Remember this scene? This is the Millennium Falcon, right? And they flew through the clouds, and there was that giant tentacle monster, and there was just that whole fucking section with that tentacle monster. I was not digging that. I just thought it was some cheesy Disney Channel original movie type shit. For some reason, I couldn't find this fucker in the trailer. Didn't care for this character at all. Visually, I was really turned off by this character because he was just so blatantly fake. Every time I saw this character, the first thing that came to mind is like, God damn, it is so apparent that this is a fake CGI character. Like, I felt like the CGI needed a lot more work on this character. And that's another thing. I thought the character development was really poor. I guess for Han, it was okay, but for the most part, character development was really weak. I mean, most of these characters were just utterly forgettable, or I didn't care about. Like, when this character got shot and he was dying, I didn't give a fuck, alright? And the only thing I liked about this sumbitch is when, like, there was a scene where he was, like, cooking himself some dinner, but he has multiple arms, right? So he was, like, cooking himself dinner and, like, I don't know, he was just, like, multitasking in a way where I was like, oh, that's kind of neat, but yeah, didn't care about that character. Definitely didn't care about L3. I really didn't care for his character. I thought that Woody did a good job, but his character was just like, you know, don't trust anyone. Everyone will betray you. You know? And then he ends up, like, betraying Han Solo. So it's like why should I like this guy again? Character-wise, I mean. Paul Bettany, I actually kind of sort of like Paul Bettany. I was not digging whatever the fuck they were trying to do with his face. And him and Emilia Clarke had like zero chemistry, or at least it was, well, I'll say this, his chemistry with Emilia Clarke was whatever. It was definitely better than hers and Han. Han and Alden and Emilia Clarke, I felt like they really didn't have chemistry. To me, personally, okay? They didn't really have chemistry to me. I felt like the romance between Emilia Clarke and Alden, like, there were so many romantic scenes with them where I was like, none of this really feels justified. I'm not really digging the romance. I wish we had a little bit more backstory so that the romance was a little bit more convincing. Because honestly, Han's reasoning for going back to go get this chick, I was just like, bro, Like, even, like, scenes way before, I was like, bro, that's probably gonna be a fucking mistake, bro. Look at your ass, okay? You're handsome as fuck. You can get any goddamn body, alright? Why are you stuck on this one fucking chick? His reasonings to be stuck on this chick and to desperately go back for her just didn't really work for me. I wish there was a more dramatic reason for him not being able to let go of Emilia Clarke and going back to her. I don't know. The action sequences did nothing for me. There was, I don't know. The action sequences were, the action was very average, I suppose. I guess we get to see him do the 12 parsecs, whatever the fuck run. Yeah, we see him do that. Whatever, you know. Seeing him go light. Well, seeing Han Solo go light speed for the first time, it's just like. It was whatever. There was one scene where like the camera like literally like goes through the insides of the Millennium Falcon. Never seen that happen before. But I guess that was kind of neat. But I don't know. I found this movie to be really underwhelming personally. I'm trying to throw out everything I can about this film, because this is literally the only time I could squeeze in to talk about this fucking movie. But oh, there's some people in the comment sections. What's going on, motherfuckers? God, we're 26 minutes in this bitch. The death of the droid was tragic. Donald Glover's reaction to the death of that robot was tragic. Okay, that took me aback. The robot dying, who gives a fuck? House Stark, morning Jor-Els. Morning. You can tell I really didn't fuck with this movie that hard. It's just so forgettable. It's just so unnecessary. You know? Those scenes that I loved, I mean, I'm telling you, like the introduction of Lando, I'm not fucking around. I mean, I think that should go down as like one of the greatest moments in the Star Wars cinematic franchise. You know what I'm saying? The introduction of Chewie, spectacular. Really like that Darth Maul moment. Really like the cinematography. But like, goddamn, this movie, it's just like, what is it? Like the movie's so long, you know. I mean, I don't know. Like I mean, it was. I kind of connected with Han Solo when Emilia Clarke left him, just because I was like, Han, I know that shit hurts like hell, but brother, I feel where you're coming from. To say I have been through a similar experience is an understatement. Oh yeah, what? But my girl Thandie Newton, the old girl from Westworld, shit. First black fro in the goddamn Star Wars franchise, as far as I know. I thought that her and Woody had the best romance relationship in the whole fucking film. When old girl, hold on a second, just in case you're not sure who the fuck I'm talking about. Her last few moments were surprisingly kind of emotive, you know? She was like, you know, it's been a good run, babe, and she she just blows herself to hell. I was like, damn, Woody, you had yourself a nice little chocolate thing. You know what I'm saying? Had you a nice chocolate thing, Woody. That was a damn shame. She got blown to Kingdom Come, dog. Oh, another thing. Boy, Lando, let me tell you something. Donald Glover, boy. You know, goodness. Look at my boy. God, he was so persuasive. So seductive and sensual. I was like, God damn, my boy's trying to charm robots. I feel like he could seduce any goddamn body. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. Old sumbitch. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if Donald's version of Lando, if he was like, would you like to follow me down the dark corridor? I feel like I'd just be like, Anyway, personally, I'm feeling like a 6. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. It's like the only time I got to talk about this shit because I got work later. I still got to review Atlanta, hopefully tonight or tomorrow. But it's okay. It's decent. They did try, cause I don't know. There is something about the way that Emilia Clarke leaves him in the end, where I was just like, damn, nice Star Wars. A bit of a tough love lesson to give really younger viewers, but I like that. I like that y'all kept it real. It's very nice on you. The movie's really fucking forgettable, but there are some good moments. I'm feeling a 6. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. I'm feeling a 6 out of 10. Meaning that 6 out of 10 for me, it just means that it's below average. You know, it's mediocre, okay, kinda decent. Yeah, I don't know. What'd you guys think? Is there anyone else in the comment section? What'd you guys think? That's what I thought. Shit. Let me know your thoughts down below. Did you love it? Let me know why. I'm not a prequel person. Alright? I didn't need to know all this information. Alright? Like, I almost wish that they just Star Wars, like the YouTube channel, I don't know. I don't know. It's just would I really watch this? I don't know that I would watch this again. You know? The replay value is really low to me. Why would I watch this film again? What, because Alden's performance was so mind-blowing? No. What, because the action was so spectacular? Definitely not. If I was watching this movie again, it would be just to watch the intro to Chewie and Lando. I'd like to see that Darth Maul scene again, because it was kind of fucking insane, if you think about it. Like, when he lit that dual-bladed lightsaber, you could see the saber, like, reflected in Emilia's, in her eyes. I was like, Whoa! That little Star Wars nerd in me started wiggling. I don't know. Yeah, feeling a 6 out of 10. Did I throw in everything I wanted to say? I feel like I probably did. I don't know if there's anything else I particularly wanted to add. Fuck it. I'm done. I hope that was enough. But if you enjoyed this review, definitely make sure to smash that like button and subscribe as well. I wish I could say that I love the film more, but it just ultimately feels unnecessary. And now they're doing the Boba Fett movie. It's like, why are you doing that? Like, come on, we can't make this anthology series more interesting. Fuck. Hold on a second. I'm coming back for a second. Hold on. Fuck it. I'm coming back. Come on, guys. Make the anthology series more interesting. What you giving us Han Solo for? Motherfucker, my boy just died in 2015. Why are we doing this young Han Solo movie? It was completely unnecessary. It just feels like milking. It's like, why am I here, fam? Why are you doing the Boba Fett movie? Why are there talks about a Kenobi movie? What the fuck? Let's do like a Knights of the Old Republic trilogy, okay, fam? Okay, why aren't we doing that, fam? What's going on? Fuck. I'm so conflicted by this goddamn film. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are we going with these anthology films? I love Star Wars. Don't fuck this up. You know what I'm saying? Rogue One, I don't like prequels, but fine. The plot, it was clever. It was very ingenious. It was like, fine. Rogue One. But now, God, fuck. What the fuck? I don't know. Just to give you some insight into where I am as a Star Wars fan, the prequels don't exist. Hate them. Original trilogy I love, but Return of the Jedi, it's kind of like an 8 out of 10 for me. Last Jedi, Force Awakens, I gave it 10 out of 10. So episode 9, I'm really looking forward to. I did genuinely like Rogue One, gave it a 9. But this movie, yeah, I don't know. I might rent Han Solo in the future. Maybe watch it with the good bud, maybe, but hey. Alright, we're done this time. Stay sexy, y'all.